Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're talking about the T-44-85. This was a tank that I got for free during the Christmas event. I got it for free because I had about 3,000 gold I had just collected over the last few months from, just free events and stuff. And I bought some of these, the 1,500 boxes right here. Didn't get any snow globes, but I did get the T-44-85 from those, which has a 0.9% drop chance, which is super low. I mean, that's less than 1 in 100. So very lucky to get this tank here, and the tank is quite decent actually. If we look over the statistics of the tank here, I really didn't know anything about this tank before, didn't know much about it at all, really didn't ever see it in battle either. But it's a pretty decent little tank here. 1200 HP on the tank, 2600 DPM, 4.6 second reload. Bad pin on the tank though, only 147 millimeters on your AP. APCR is a little better, your HE only 43 millimeters, but it does come with 300 alpha damage on that HE, 200 on the regular, and 160 on your heat. The accuracy of the tank isn't half bad. Nothing amazing, but it isn't too bad at 3.8 second aim time and 0.335 dispersion, as well as 6 degrees of gun depression, 52 km/h top speed forwards, and 20 in reverse. So, not horrible statistics all for a tier 8 medium tank, and a tier 7 medium tank, my bad, and we're going to get a battle going here in this tank. And this thing I really like. I'm doing decent enough in it. It's got really the best attribute of this tank is definitely the gun. The armor profile on the tank, and we'll just go away, there we go. And the armor profile on this tank isn't anything super good at all. I mean, it's just a tier 7 medium tank. What can you expect? They're not going to be that good of an armor profile. Most of them really aren't. But it's okay. The turret can bounce some, the front plate can bounce some at a right angle. The sides are really weak though, that can get HG'd and stuff. But it's still an okay armor profile, especially the tank is pretty mobile. It can get around the battlefield pretty well. To me, this is how the Mod 1 kind of used to be, but down a tier. A little less alpha gun, a little bit worse armor. But it is actually a little faster than the Mod 1. The Mod 1 used to be one of the most OP tanks at tier 8, and now, honestly, one of the worst tanks I've ever played. That tank is so bad, I hate it. But we're not here to talk about the Mod 1 and its downfall and power creep. We're here to talk about the T-44-85. I think this is how the Mod 1 should be now, basically, is what I'm saying. Still a decent tank. But yeah. This tank is pretty good here. You can see, let's say compared to the Type 62 over there, I consider it a really good tank always, and stuff like that. This tank has a better gun on it. This tank has about the same accuracy on the gun, I would say, and it has better DPM. That tank has about a 5-second reload at the best on the gun right there, which also has 200 alpha. They basically have the same gun. That tank just has better heat pin, I believe. If I'm correct, I think that tank just has a little better heat pin, but this tank does have better DPM than that, and I definitely have a much better armor profile than the Type 62. The Type 62 has a really bad armor profile. It really only the better thing about the tank is a little bit better heat pin, I believe, and then the tank is 4 km/h faster, which really is not much at all. That's barely anything. So comparably against that tank, which is always considered a real good tank, this is a really strong, solid tier 7 tank here. I mean, you can see with the Dream 3.9 second reload, 200 alpha, we are shredding this T-20. We even bounced him. Before we took those shots right there in that ram, we had not lost any HP the whole game. We bounced in tier 7 tank destroyers, bouncing all these light tanks and medium tanks as well. So we've been doing really good with our profile. No clue where that shot went right there. We do bounce that shot as well, and then we come across as stock tiger, and I accidentally switched to HE instead of APCR, which was kind of frustrating. As you can see, really not the best pin. We're still able to pin this Tiger 1 over here. We're gonna try to go for that kill shot, but I aim for the hatch, and I unfortunately do bounce it. We do get the kill shot finally though on the Tiger 1, finishing the game with 3,000 damage and almost 1,800 damage blocked in a tier 7 medium tank. That's a lot of damage blocked for this kind of tank here. So 3,000 damage in there, 100,000 credits, 2 kills as well. Very solid game, as you can see, doing way more damage than anyone else on the battlefield. So we're going to get this last battle up going here real quick. Talk a little bit about the profile and stuff about this tank. The play style a little bit about this tank. So yeah, I do drive into the wall there. I'm going to skip past that because I'm bored. But yeah, this tank, like I said, definitely a fun tank. I think it was definitely a very nice tank just to literally get for free. I really never see this tank in the shop. I really don't recall ever seen this tank in the shop. Now, it probably has been in the shop. I just haven't noticed it because I don't, generally look through the shop all that much because most of the times I'm not buying anything, It's only if I'm, I'm going to, I'm going to buy something. Then I'll look through the shop, and stuff like that. But I really never see this tank in the shop, and it's very rare tank I have seen out on the battlefield. Like, I hardly ever see this tank, so I'm really happy to get this tank, because it seems to be a pretty rare tank to have, and quite a lot of fun to play. It's actually a decently fun tier 7 tank that I like to play now, which is nice, because I've just played this thing for like 3 hours one day to get some wins to try to get that free snow globe. And yeah, I am surprised definitely that I did get this tank in the box. It was very low drop chance. I mean, literally a 0.9% drop chance. But yeah, we're going to farm up this WZ over here now. You can see we're going to pop that adrenaline. And when this tank pops the adrenaline, the DPM is just amazing on the tank. I mean, it's like probably 3,000 or so DPM. And I was actually doing something while doing this battle right here, so I was doing something right there, and I'm like, well, that guy's still alive, so I need to finish him off. So we're still doing this while literally I'm doing something outside of the game, which is kind of funny. So we're gonna get a nice shot on that WZ. We bounced that ISU 130 over there, which I found very funny because that tank has very good pin. I mean, he was using the premium shell, which is 530 alpha damage, but less pin on the tank instead of the 460 alpha gun. I mean, shell with more pin. So he had a little bit less pin on that shot, but still, really good pin. It's a tier 8. It's a tier 8 ISU. I mean, come on. He's bouncing on a tier 7 medium tank. Pretty bad. So as you can see right there, I was doing another thing out in the real world. And then we are going to just go ahead and rush this WZ here. And something funny is going to happen here. So this Eagle 7 over here. I mean, this guy, I don't know what he's doing. He's just either really never plays the game, because the last time you would have gotten the Eagle 7 was months ago, maybe even a year ago, last Christmas event. So this guy obviously has played some, but he's bounced every shell so far, and it doesn't even move his tank to turn to look at me. I mean, I just sit behind this tank, behind this guy, and I'm gonna farm up a bunch of damage on this thing. It's really funny. This guy has no clue how to play the game, so this guy's gonna allow me to farm up a ton of damage. The Tiger Chew only gets one shot into that guy because I farm him up so quickly. And we're now in a 3v2 over here, but I'm really not worried about losing. It is just a VK45.02A over there. Not the best of tanks. We do unfortunately bounce that one. It goes a little high on the tank and hits the kind of like the deck up there, which was at an auto bounce angle. So we are going to rush this guy. And again, 1400 bounce damage in this tank. I mean, this thing actually has a decent armor profile, which I think you guys have figured out by now. And that's not the most common thing for a tier 7 medium tank to have, a decent armor profile. Now, I get so annoyed by these because I just can't drive through. And then when I finally get through, he gets killed. Very unfortunate. So now just this VK45 over here, we are going to try to farm up as much damage on this guy as we can. Obviously, reload super quick, get that one shot in. This guy is obviously a one-shot here, and we're so close, and we get the kill. 3 kills, 3,600 damage flat, 1,425 bounce damage. Not bad for a tank I got for free. So yeah, pretty happy with this tank. I think it's a good tank. Sadly, I really don't see this tank in store often, but if you could get the tank, I think it would definitely be a decent tank to get and one worth picking up for a decent price. And that's odd. I saw 3,600 damage flat in the counter in the game and only 3,597 out here. Not sure how that happened. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.